Bob McClure. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, everybody. Just going to start out by telling you a little bit of something about myself. I am a bisexual person. Vinny, you are safe, my guy. You have nothing to worry about. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Okay, so just because someone is gay, Vinny, doesn't mean they want to fuck you, okay? Boy. I'm pretty sure there ain't a lot of people want to fuck you, Vinny, and that's fine. That's fine. There ain't a lot of people want to fuck me either, Vinny, all right? And I've come to terms with that, all right? I'm standing in front of you today. I am a 31-year-old, confident, bisexual man, and I am fine that people don't want to fuck me. That's not a big deal to me. It's actually helped me out a lot. I don't have to go to strip clubs anymore, right? What's the point? I'm fine that people don't want to fuck me. Why do I have to pay to pretend that somebody wants to fuck me? That doesn't make not a goddamn lick of sense. I can give myself blue balls at home. I can do it. If I can turn on a UFC, man, just let it rip. It works great, men's or women's. It doesn't matter. I'm getting rough. I'm getting fucking rigid. I'm doing it, dude. It's fucking happening. I am a bisexual dude. I'm bisexual and engaged. I love that. Because you want to ask, but you know you shouldn't ask. Right? Like I get that same kind of look I get when like a crowded elevator door opens and everybody sees me, right? And they're like, okay, well that placard says 2,200 pounds. On my best day, I'm $1.85, but I had a big lunch. That lady's pit bull's got to be at least 40. Everybody becomes a fucking mathematician when the elevator opens, man. I am bisexual. It's weird being like a straight presenting bisexual man. A lot of people don't have experience with straight presenting bisexuals. So I get a lot of weird questions. I had another comic come up to me once and he said like, hey man, I ain't trying to be rude or anything like that, but you ever get turned on by your own dick? As soon as I find it, man, I will let you know, bro. That is a mystery that remains unsolved, my guy. I had another guy come up to me, he's like, dude, I don't get you. Like, nothing about you seems gay at all. Like, you're a fucking big dude, got deep voice, wear comic book t-shirts, talk about sport, like, nothing about you seems gay. And I was like, whoa, dude. A lot of traditionally masculine stuff is super fucking gay if you think about it, man. Dude, like wrestling? Wrestling's pretty fucking gay, right? Any activity that requires you don a singlet and then physically dominate another man is a pretty fucking gay activity. That's pretty fucking gay, man. Another thing I think is traditionally masculine and also pretty fucking gay is hunting. I think hunting's pretty gay. I understand that's going to be an unpopular opinion in this part of the country, but roll with me, all right? I'm from the Midwest, it's fine. From a small farm town in Northeast Ohio. I'm from where white people are manufactured, all right? I emerged from the corn holding a bottle of ranch. Like, we're good, all right? When I was born, they wrapped me in a Jeff Gordon t-shirt, all right? It's fine. And I'm not trying to start that debate, but we can all admit Kyle Busch is fucking funnier, all right? He's funnier than Gordon. Nobody got that bit except for these ladies right here. And I love that. That was just for you. Oh, yeah. All right? Fuck, man. Hunting is gay, though, because hunting is like a couple of guys being like, yeah, me and my best pal Earl are going to hop in my truck for the crack of dawn in matching outfits that we bought at a store called Dick's. And then we're going to drive on out into the wilderness where it's just the two of us, like... And we'll have a picnic while we watch the sunrise together. Fuck me, dude. That is gayer than some dates I've been on. That's pretty fucking gay, man. The thing that I think is the most traditionally masculine and also the most gay is football. I think football's pretty gay. It's football. A couple of people got together and were like, what if we took 22 of the most muscled up toned dudes that we could find? And we put them all in matching outfits with brightly colored shirts and the tightest pants imaginable. And then we got the prettiest one to just stick his hands right on the nuts of the guy in front of him. Well, then everybody else just tries to bring him to the ground with raw masculinity, you know? Like how you celebrate in a football game, you give an old dude a wet t-shirt contest. Like, you know what you eat at a football game? Hot dogs. That's the gayest food. That is literally a wiener between two buns. Like, that's the definition of gay. Like, how you know if you're the best at football? You get a piece of jewelry and a parade to tell everyone how proud you are. Pretty fucking gay, guys. I'm gonna say this to the ladies with us this evening. God bless you. Truly, honestly, from the deepest part of my soul, I used to love getting blowjobs, and then I started giving them. And fuck me, dude! Woof, that is rough, man! Dude, that is like somebody yanked a hot dog off the roller at a gas station too early, and then like hucked that bitch on in a river. But like near the power plant where the water's black and all the fish are dead, you know? And then they yanked it on out and they dried it off with vinegar, you know? Every time I'm down there too, they're like, oh yeah, tell me that you love me. I'm always like, I'm not gonna lie to you, my guy. Not gonna do it. I might be a cocksucker, but goddamn it if I'm not an honest one, you know? That's just the way my father raised me. I told that story once at a show in Santa Monica, California, and this super pretty, like 22-year-old girl in the front row just looked up at me and went, "What kind of dicks are you sucking?" I was like, obviously not the same ones as you. Like, what part of anything about me says I pull down top shelf dick? Like, 350-pound struggling comedian, like, very much living on the Dollar Tree of dick, you know? Same stuff you get at the grocery store, it's just smaller and not quite as fresh. That's the issue there. I also love that we're doing this show here in this beautiful old bank, and I just told that joke. Like, do you understand that like 100 years ago, people pulled clay and stone out of the ground and they laid it in this beautiful building with these high-arching ceilings and gorgeous windows. And then I came up here and talked about gargling cock. Like that, those guys would shoot themselves if they knew about that, right? If I came back in a time machine and was like, I'm gonna talk about cupping a guy's balls in the bank. He's a witch, burn him! Like, fuck, if they lit me up, that shit smell like bacon for miles, dude. Just, holy shit, man. Fucking Christ. So all this stuff is getting revived from the 90s and it's super goddamn depressing. Is this a 90s crowd? Can I do 90s bits? Yeah. All right, cool. All this stuff is getting revived from the 90s and it's so goddamn depressing. Have you noticed that? Like every millennial on the planet believes they're suffering from some form of mental illness, minus major anxiety disorder. And so they brought back all this, like they brought back Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it's super dark, right? Like there's like cocaine deals and child abuse, like it's super fucked up. What happened to the goddamn Carlton, guys? We just did 2.5 years of COVID. We're on the brink of goddamn nuclear war with the fucking Russians again. Why can't we just have a silly man dance? That was fucking scary. Did you guys see that? Did you see that? Woof, man. That's how I want to die. Stage collapse in an old bank in New York. That's how I want to die. Tell my fiance I love her. Oh, her, by the way. Her, by the way. Yeah, everybody clapped. What if I had said him? Would this be a different situation? All right, cool. Cool. No, she is great. She is wonderful. I love her very much. She's a nurse, which I thought was a good idea, given literally everything about me. Probably should have a medical professional on standby at all times, you know what I mean? She's dope, dude. I love her very much. She's cool too, because when I get into a new relationship, like skinny people don't have this problem. But when I get into a relationship as a big dude, like people get to have that conversation of like, here's what I'm into, here's what I'm not into, here's what I will do, here's what I won't do. I get to have the conversation of like, here's what I'm physically capable of doing, right? Like, we can try doggy style, but I'm gonna set my fat on your back, you know? I'm not gonna do it to you guys, you're fine. Like, she's a fucking trooper about it though, man. She hates that fucking joke, but she's not here, so you guys got to hear it. But yeah, man, the 90s, you know who's got the worst fucking comeback from the 90s? The worst comeback from the 90s? Gordon Bombay from the Mighty Ducks. The absolute, who's familiar with the Mighty Ducks in here? Yes, okay. Mighty Ducks, if you don't know, was a Disney movie where a down-on-his-luck lawyer brings a pee-wee hockey team from the shitter to the trophy, right? D2, the Mighty Ducks, tried so hard to ruin Gordon Bombay's life that the Disney Corporation had to come back in 2022 and double tap that motherfucker. Like, okay, in D2, the Mighty Ducks are now competing in an international hockey competition against the bad guys. This is in 1992. Who do you think the bad guys were? Fucking Iceland! Iceland is the bad guy in Mighty Ducks 2. What did Iceland ever do to anyone? It's a beautiful country. There's northern lights and volcanic formations. This is a true fact. 52% of their adult population believes in the existence of elves. What did they do to become the bad? All Iceland ever did was give us Bjork, and making them the bad guy in Mighty Ducks 2 is a disproportionate response to Bjork, all right? We all hate Bjork, but fucking Christ, man. So Iceland is the bad guy. They play the Russians in the semifinals, by the way. It gets 13 seconds of airtime. And all the kids on this team, so it's some of the kids from the original movie, and then it's just racist-ass caricatures of the rest of the fucking country. There is an Asian mathematician from San Francisco, a cowboy with a lasso from Texas, a kind of butch, maybe lesbian alluded to goalie from Minnesota, and then some fucking douche nozzle from New York City. And they get together to defeat Iceland. But they can't do it. Folks, I lived in Los Angeles for 3.5 years, all right? I'm gonna tell you right now, the way that they beat Iceland, it never would have happened. They picked up a kid in Compton playing street hockey. I don't know if you guys know anything about that part of the world. They are not playing hockey in Compton, all right? It ain't fucking happening, okay? And it's a financial thing. And really all it is just hockey's an expensive sport, okay? And we just brutalized that community for years. So like, all right, they're good at other stuff. This is a new bit, so I really appreciate you guys riding with me on this, okay? I really do. What's your name? Angie. Yeah. Great. Angie, I appreciate you riding with me on this bit, okay? Great. What are you doing after the show, Angie? We are open-minded as a couple. I'm just letting you know, all right? Because Vinny fucking blew his shot, dude. He really blew it. He's got no hope now. But anyway, they decide to get Kenan Thompson from SNL, to teach them how to do the knuckle puck to beat Iceland. And they beat Iceland and cut to the fucking future. And Gordon Bombay, who was like on the verge of becoming America's sweetheart and fulfilling his NHL dream, is running a beat-to-piss skate shack in the middle of fucking nowhere, Minnesota, and he winds up nailing Lorelai from the Gilmore Girls after she got divorced from Luke. Like, what happened to Gordon Bombay? Like, alcoholism, right? It had to be. Right? It had to be. What else makes sense? How much time I got left? Alright, I'm gonna tell you guys 2 more stories and then I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I'll give them McNugget Mountain, but I'm gonna give them this one first. So, where I grew up in this small town in Ohio, I was dating this girl. She lived the next small town over from me. It's kind of like here, you know, the 12 miles apart kind of situation. And I was over at her place one day in the winter. This ranch-style house. We're spooning on her couch underneath this unzipped sleeping bag. Mom and brother are right behind us in the kitchen, just like having a conversation. Dad is around a corner in the master bedroom. This girl was a little adventurous, Angie. You got ahead of me, let him catch up. You know, one thing led to another under the sleeping bag, and we started getting a little intimate, you know what I mean? Like, right there in the living room. At one point, about 5 minutes into the act, her father walks out of the master bedroom and into the living room. He looks at me dead in his eyes, and I said, "Oh, hey, Mr. G, what's going on?" Like, while I was balls deep in that dude's only daughter, you know what I mean? Like, and then he and I just, like, had a conversation, you know? It's just like, "Hey, Bob, how's school going this year?" I'm like, "Pretty good," you know? He's like, "How do you think the Browns are going to be this season, man?" "Pretty bad, you know?" And then I came. Like, while I was looking that dude directly in his eyes, you know? That was the moment I knew I was bisexual. It was that moment. Right then and there. Okay, so Sean requested this, so I'm going to tell you guys this bit. This is my favorite story of all time. Back when I was in college, I went to a small liberal arts school. I guess you probably couldn't have guessed that by looking at me, or anything that I've said for the last 20 minutes. But I went to a small liberal arts college. I was living with this fraternity, and we saw an advertisement on television that said McDonald's would sell you a 50-piece chicken McNuggets for $9.99. Great deal, right? So we all thought it would be hilarious to go on down there and one after the other order 50-piece chicken McNuggets. Spoiler alert, it fucking was. We got there about 25 minutes before they closed. There were 2 people left working. I know it makes me an asshole, but it's true. I'm sorry. There was a girl in the front and a guy in the back. And one after the other, we all ordered 50-piece chicken McNuggets until we had ordered 600 chicken McNuggets. And the dude in the back just like threw in his earbuds and kicked on Rock You Like a Hurricane and was like, "This is the moment I trained for," you know? And I asked the girl in the front, I was like, "How many nuggets come in a case of McNuggets?" And she said 684. So I said, "Dope. I would like 2 more 50-piece chicken McNuggets, please." It ain't a party till you kill the case. Back me up, Angie. Hell yeah. Angie loves the party. Hit it. We're going to Angie's after the show, everybody. We're going to Angie's. All right? So we take our 700 chicken McNuggets back to the frat house, put them in this big pile on the kitchen table that we called McNugget Mountain, and then we started doing what you do with 700 chicken McNuggets. Started eating them. Fort Plain, New York. Let me tell you what it is like to attempt to summit McNugget Mountain. About 10 nuggets into your climb, you are having the best goddamn day of your life. like, oh, this is hilarious. What a fun memory I'm making with all my buddies, you know? Isn't college a gas? About 20 nuggets into the climb, confidence is gonna start to waver a little bit, all right? This is a lot of fucking nuggets. I don't feel so good. Maybe I ought to tap out. And I would have tapped out if not for two things, all right? Number one, at that point in my life, I was embroiled in a battle for the heart of a young lady against, number two, the only other fat dude in the fraternity. He was still eating, and mama ain't raised no bitch, so I kept climbing. 30 nuggets up McNugget Mountain. It's when the chest pains begin, all right? It's gonna start like as a tightness on the right, you know? Kind of radiates over to the left. 40 nuggets up McNugget Mountain. Your vision will start to get blurred. Right? Starts kind of like a fogginess in the peripherals, tunnels its way in, eventually all you see is nugget. At 43 chicken McNuggets, you cease being able to taste McNugget. That doesn't exist anymore. At that point, Ange, can I call you Ange? At that point, Ange, you're just chewing mushy air, all right? And a question I get asked a lot is, "Bah, wouldn't you taste the dipping sauce?" What kind of dipping sauce were you using? Rookie move! If you are going for volume on McNugget consumption, you go dry. You raw dog that shit like a Kardashian on the loose in an NBA locker room. You get after it. At 50 chicken McNuggets, you start to have a real serious conversation with yourself. Does mankind need to summit McNugget Mountain? What kind of horrors might lie at the top? Is this one of those mysteries that's best left unsolved? And I would have left it unsolved had that other fat motherfucker not kept eating, and mama ain't raised no bitch, so I kept climbing. 60 nuggets up McNugget Mountain. You lose the feeling in your extremities. Like, that does not exist anymore, yeah? At that point, like, it's just a tingling in the fingertips and the toes. It works its way inward, and then it wraps its icy black fingers around your soul. Now, at 64 chicken McNuggets, I couldn't go not one more bite. Like, I was gonna absolutely explode. So I asked for the other fat guy's count, and do you know what he said to me, Ange? He said 64 chicken McNuggets. We were tied! Angie, look at me, look at me, look at me. Mama ain't raised no bitch! I kept climbing! 65 chicken McNuggets. I ate 65 chicken McNuggets in an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah!
Thank you. My cardiologist thanks you. They put a construction paper crown on my head, declared me the king of McNugget Mountain, and then the other fat guy wound up married to the girl. It's totally fine, guys. I fucked her in front of her dad. All right! Everybody had a lot of fun. Thank you so very much. Please keep it going for my dear friend, Sean Edward Lynch!
Oh my God, I love you, you motherfucker! Bob McClure, everybody! Bob McClure!
Bob McClure is a phenomenon. It's I gotta say, man, thank you all so much for coming out, and thank you all so much for watching the play and watching the comedy show, and watching the fashion, and watching the music of SC Static, and just all this stuff. But before we finish out the night, I would really love it if we gave a big round of applause for Alan Taylor. He put it all together. He had the vision. Who had the vision when he walked into this bank to say, I can turn this into a place of entertainment. And didn't he just? Didn't he just do it? Give him a round of applause for that. He had the vision. And it happened, man. God bless him. And I gotta say, thank you all so much for coming out, and thank you all for enjoying the evening that we had. I gotta tell you, it was well worth the drive. You guys are great people, man. Thank you all so much.